The Pixel Empire podcast is now proudly sponsored by Audible.com, the internet's leading source for audiobooks, and also by ImageLine, the geniuses behind FL Studios. Thank you both so much for believing in what we're doing here. Audible is offering all of the listeners of the Pixel Empire podcast a free 30-day trial of their service, as well as a free audiobook download to go along with it. For you music producers out there, I recommend checking out Making Money with Your Music by Danny Draper, while I will personally be downloading Digital Photography Mastery by James Karen. All you need to do is go to the link below in our Twitch panels and YouTube description and sign up for your free account. You can cancel anytime, so it's a win-win for everyone.
Dearest listeners, we are here to introduce the podcast today. A really exciting episode this week. Exclusive information right from the source, all compiled together for you, our loyal listeners. Madeon fans, I don't think you're ready for this.
Do you remember, the podcast airs every other week, 9 a.m. PST, 12 p.m. EST, 6 p.m. GMT. Rightfully thankful to all our usual contributors, Killian and Alexa for organizing, Yuki for the animations, Hobyst for the overlay, Dossy for the jingles, Avalon for the intro design, especially you, the Reddit Discord Madeon community. Always remember to tweet the podcast at Madeon Importer. Maddie has been my name, and that's my part done.
Don't forget, if you want exclusive goodies, subscribe to our Patreon. Running a podcast isn't cheap. Please give us money. Even just watching and tweeting is very helpful, though. And don't forget to check out our sweet merch store.
This week, we were given the honor of an exclusive interview with Charly of CHIVTEAM. He's the creative director for Madeon, a photographer and filmographer based in France. He's currently working full-time with Madeon for Album 2, and he lives in a house with Hugo, Gwen, Hugo's manager, all in LA. They make a grand old team. Huge thanks to Hugo, Charly, and Gwen for this opportunity. And along with the interview, we were sent a logo that included the name The Architect. The first thing that really, stood out to me about this logo is, I know this is a stupid thing to say, but it really feels just very Madeon-ish. It's very geometric, and then also very kind of mysterious.
Yeah, I agree. It's very, simplistic in its geometry.
It's simplistic but complex at the same time. You can tell that there are definitely hidden secrets to it. One of which, of course, is the Madeon A that is in the logo, but I think there's more than that I haven't even, or that we haven't even discovered yet.
Right.
The circle part kind of looks like a record. I wonder if this is going to be the Album 2 equivalent of the chevron.
Maybe.
I could totally see this being part of the visuals for Album 2.
Well, no, because I was thinking about that, you can't really have that in the background, the chevrons.
You could. You could definitely build something like this like he's built the chevrons. It wouldn't be as easy, and it would probably cost a lot of money. But I think that there are things that he could do with it, visuals-wise.
Or stuff in a similar style. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
The email also revealed a new website, thearchitects.fr. It isn't yet launched, but it is a working website and it is the current email domain as well.
Due to the hype of this reveal of the term The Architects, we decided to release a special edition pocket producer design on our Redbubble. Hugo, Gwen, and Charly are going to be having these shirts themselves. So if you want to be an architect just like them, be sure to pick one up. I was the one who designed it, so I can kind of explain what the idea was. Since Gwen is the manager, it's always fun to imagine her reacting to all of the crazy things that Hugo clearly does in life. I don't think he's ever pinned up a giant pocket, but it is very easy for me to imagine her just saying no while Charly's taking a picture and saying, "Wee!" Because he's gonna obviously cheer on Hugo to get the best picture possible. And we just thought it would be kind of fun to have a play on an architect, but still keeping to our trademark pocket producer aesthetic. This is going to be a very limited run, so be sure to pick one up as soon as you can. So, what is the Architects? Of course, we don't know what the Architects actually means. We can only speculate.
Right. We both think that The Architects is going to be the name of the second album. Of course, that's not confirmed, it's just speculation. But why would you make a website for it if it was just some one-off single or something?
And, I mean, like, I'm sure there's some person that's gonna say, no, The Architects is his new alias, or it's his new band that he's joining, but that's just silly. I don't think that's true at all. He's just Madeon. He's not anyone else. If you imagine his discography as like a story, it's like maybe the architects are the people that built the Pixel Empire Tower. So maybe it'll delve more into this lore that he's starting to build with Adventure, which I think is really exciting. But we're just gonna have to wait and see.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, and now we'll get on to the interview. We want you to pay really close attention to the answers. Yeah.
Question 1 was, what or who are the architects?
Do you really want to know? I find this answer hilarious because, yes, obviously, everyone really wants to know. It's really fun to imagine them sitting at their computer, typing it out, kind of giggling to each other. It probably has some sort of hidden meaning, because obviously that's what Hugo is known for, but at this moment, I have no idea what else it could mean.
Right. It's also worth noting that a lot of the questions regarding the architects directed towards the podcast Twitter have been met with a similar response. Question 2 was, could you describe your process for photos/videos, shooting, editing, etc.?
Raw and organic. That's the feeling I want to get out of what I film. Surgical precision and rhythm, that's my goals when I edit. I think that's the recipe that made CHIVTEAM videos so powerful and fun to watch over and over again. I like this answer because while it seems obvious, it's something that a lot of people don't think about, especially regarding how much work that actually is, to go from raw and organic to cutting it down with surgical precision. And it does make me wonder how long it's taken him to perfect what he calls his recipe. I would love to see some early CHIVTEAM videos, like unreleased, but I doubt that'll ever happen.
That's something I also think he kind of shares with Hugo as well. He's talked in the past about perfectionism and precision in detail in his music, so I think it applies there as well.
That's probably why they get along so well, and why they work so well together.
True. Number 3 was a fan-submitted question. Hugo and Gwen, I've never seen you talk about sadness. Have you ever hit a point of depression or rut during the working progress? And if so, what do you do to get out of that?
Every person has up and down moments. Surrounding yourself with good people and good energy is important, especially within an intense creative process. This is another obvious answer, but I do have to wonder if Hugo is considered a good person with good energy. I'm kidding. Maybe. No, I'm sure they wouldn't continue to work with each other if they didn't get along.
Question number 4 was, how do you maintain your health and stay disciplined while working in an artistic field?
Anything you can do to keep yourself healthy in general is good, especially when you are on tour. I would focus on good food and good sleep. That's all I need to be happy and efficient every day.
This somewhat relates to Hugo's tweet that he sent out a while ago, saying that he doesn't promote bad studio habits, even though sometimes he gets so wrapped up in the process of making music that he pulls an all-nighter, or practices other poor routines.
Maybe Charly's working to help him change those bad habits. I hope so, at least. I mean, they have been working together for a very long time, and they do currently live together. So it's very possible that Charly's trying to pass on these good habits to Hugo.
That's true. It is part of his creative process sometimes, though.
Yeah, I personally am not a fan of all-nighters. I don't operate well when I'm sleepy. I tend to make really stupid mistakes. Like when I was writing my senior thesis, I tended to write words that weren't like actual words. Like I said like evolutional instead of like, I don't even know what I was trying to say. But while I do try to get enough sleep, I am a horrible procrastinator and will wait until the last moment to do anything and everything. So my advice is don't be like me.
Don't be like me either. I usually try to maintain a pretty normal sleep schedule, but it's very easy for me to get distracted and dragged into things. But yeah, having a consistent sleep schedule can be very beneficial.
Yeah, I've noticed the distracted thing. You do tend to fall asleep on Discord calls.
No.
Yes.
No. Question 5 was simply, Would you like to be friends?
Meeting new people is always fun. I want to be friends with everybody. Sweet, we're friends with CHIVTEAM. I would like to note that in a conversation with one of our founders, Alexa, Hugo went on a rant about how no French person has ever said "hon hon hon," and Gwen agrees with him. So I apologize for any and every French person I just offended by doing that. Please continue to watch the podcast because I promise I will never do it again.
Question number 6 was, are there any clues related to Album 2 that are out already but the population has missed?
Direct clues? No. Within this interview? Maybe. It would be the first. Again, we'd like to take this moment to thank Hugo, Gwen, and Charly again for taking the time to do this interview and giving us this information. It really does mean a lot, and it's a great honor to be the first official interview about Album 2. And now as for these clues that may or may not be here, everyone, again, pay really close attention and let us know on Twitter what you think there may be.
Question number 7 was, do you have any advice that you'd like to give us, the podcast?
Reach for interesting and entertaining content always. You gonna have plenty soon.
You gonna.
You gonna.
Boy, you gonna.
Boy, you gonna have plenty soon. Soon, TM. I don't know about you guys, but I'm very excited for what this means. Charly, anytime you want to send us some interesting and entertaining content, well, you have our email.
Question number 8 was, what is your advice for those who want to get into concert, photo/videography, other than the standard rules of practice, politeness, and perseverance?
Energy, passion, dedication. I wouldn't be where I am now without sacrifices, so be ready. There's something about Charly saying, be ready, that makes me excited to get my life together. Someday.
Question number 9 was, would you consider an album listening party for a tiny handful of Pixel Empire podcast staff?
Actually, we have some ideas for an album listening party, but I don't want to privilege anyone in particular.
I'm very intrigued by these ideas that they have. As soon as we know more, you guys will know more. And remember, be ready. Question number 10 was, who do you main on Super Smash Bros?
Main on SSM? I would go for Link. Link is a classic answer. A classic choice.
Which one, though?
I think he's standard Link, or else he would have specified. I play Pika in OG Smash, Young Link in Melee, and Ike in Brawl.
I play Toon Link in Smash 4, and also Sonic if I want to be really annoying.
Discover real echoes. Absolute messages.
What does it mean?
Do you really want to know?
No.
Thanks to our partnership with ImageLine, we have a copy of FL Studios 20 Producer's Edition to give away. The link is down below in our panels and YouTube description. No purchase is necessary to enter, you just need to follow our Twitch and Twitter. The giveaway will run from today until September 17th. Please make sure that you are legally allowed to participate in online giveaways. Thank you so much, ImageLine, for this great opportunity.
And now, moving on to the next French lesson with Quentin. Enjoy.
Hi, it's Quentin, and it's time to learn some French. This week, I decided to make you learn random French words. I'm gonna explain each one, of course. Let's start with duvet. Un duvet. Duvet is more or less a blanket, so it's pretty useful if you're cold, I guess. And then, une rivière. Une rivière is a river. These two words are pretty similar, so that should be really easy to remind. And now, emménager. I took this word because of the English translation. Emménager means move in. Next up, you always wanted to say a workshop in French? I got you. It's un atelier. You're welcome. And finally, something a little bit spooky. Make a quick guess. What does manoir means? Un manoir. Any guesses? It's a mansion. Ha! This segment has been full of surprises, unless you didn't pay attention. That's it for today. See you later.
Make sure to check out episode 5 of the podcast where we interviewed Yazi, who's the genius behind some of the best photos of Hugo and Porter during the shelter tour, and more recently of Virtual Self.
Speaking of Virtual Self, if you are attending an upcoming Virtual Self show, Send us footage of your favorite parts of you hanging out with the other fans or you meeting Porter. We are creating a virtual self documentary to show our appreciation for Porter. Send your videos and pictures to the Madeon podcast email, which is madeonpodcast@gmail.com.
We are also hosting an art show. Send your Madeon, Porter, and or virtual self fan art to madeonpodcast@gmail.com. Winner will receive a free sub to our Twitch channel.
Don't forget to check out our merch store where we're having a exclusive architect sale right now.
Get them while they're hot. They'll be gone soon. And now on to our Monday mix by Shirazdh, who is one of the mods for the Madeon Discord and an admin for the Porter Discord.
Thanks so much for tuning in, guys. Have a good day.
Bye!
Till the dad. I'ma be a raver till the motherfucking fucking. I'ma be a raver till the motherfucking day.
Don't you worry, it doesn't feel the same. to the sun.